Hello and welcome back to the channel, and today I have the 2021 Renault Kiger with me. So it's the latest offering by the French manufacturer into the India's most popular and ever growing segment, that is the sub 4 meter SUV segment. Now this segment really makes a lot of sense because the cars in here are really very practical, they are affordable, as well as they offer a good ride height and comfort, making it a perfect choice compared to a hatchback and a sedan. So a very practical segment, and all of the manufacturer in today's date are targeting onto this segment in Indian automotive sector, and so did the Renault with this new 2021 Kiger. So how good is it? Watch the video till the end because I have stated all of the points what makes Kiger different from Nissan Magnite, and even what are the similarities, because these both cars are based on same platform, and in fact they are manufactured on the same assembly line. So this video is going to be very interesting and very helpful if you are looking for one of those cars, like for the Kiger or for the Magnite. So watch the video till the end. And thanks to Renault PPS Motors, who are based in Kompally. I'll be giving the phone number in the description box. You can definitely check that out. If you are looking for any Renault car, they have all the models on display. You can come and have a look at all of their cars. So starting with introduction. Now, as I have earlier mentioned that this is a sub 4 meter SUV, that means it will be competing with the popular rivals like the Tata Nexon, XUV300, Ford EcoSport and Maruti Vitara Brezza, and the list goes on. It's a pretty big list, a lot of cars into this segment. Now this and the Nissan Magnite are aimed at a budget friendly sub 4 meter SUV. So the starting price of these both cars are roughly around 5 to 5.5 lakhs ex showroom, and top end is around 10 lakhs ex showroom. So the variant which you are looking at, it's the RXZ automatic, and this costs around 9.4 lakhs. It may vary a bit from city to city. So talking of the technical specifications, now this being an under 4 meter SUV, the length is 4 meters, the height is 1.6 meters, and the width is 1.7 meters. And the ground clearance is 205 mm, which is really good because in this segment generally the cars have below 200, but Renault Kiger is good in terms of that it has got 205, which is really good, and it can tackle all of the obstacles that you usually find on the road. Now this is powered by the 1 liter engine which produces around 76 horsepower and 96 Nm of torque. This is the non-turbo variant. If you opt for the turbo variant, that will give around 100 horsepower, which is quite decent because in other rivals like in Tata Nexon and Sonet, we get around about 120 horsepower. But considering the price of this car compared to those both, it is adequate. It is still good. No complaints over there. Now this is the launch color, that is the brown color in this. We have several different options as well. From the front, it looks quite similar to the Kwid, but there are some changes to the grills and the headlight. But overall, if you see, if you don't know much about the Kwid and the Kiger, you will be mistaken that it is a Kwid. So here we have the grill that slowly merges into the DRLs. Now these DRLs are not functional for the hazard light. The hazard lights are placed down below over there. These are just the DRL units, and below that we have this LED lights. Now this is a really good feature that we get completely LED lights in this car, so the throw is good during night times. You can just see pure vision badging over here, and the grille is quite sporty. We have several elements going around it, like suppose we have this some fake cladding over there, and overall the front looks quite proportional as well, and we have this big Renault logo dominating all of the front, and a typical styling Renault bonnet which have this 2 cuts on it, you will find on many Renault cars. So overall the front is really stylish. Compared to Magnite, I personally prefer the look of the Kiger. So this was something about the front. Here we get the wipers. They are not rain sensing wipers. RXZ badging over there. This is the top end RXZ non-turbo variant. And these are 16 inches alloy wheels with get disc brake only at the front. So overall a quite unique design dual tone element. Here we have this brushed aluminum finish and a gloss black behind that. And a quite sporty cladding as well. Just have a complete look at the side profile. So coming on to this ORVMs, here we get this completely blacked out ORVM, which are electrically adjustable as well as retractable and gets an LED turn indicators. In accessory pack, here you get a puddle lamp. You can opt for that. In accessory pack now, you can even opt for the front parking sensors in this that you get in Magnite if you opt for the top end variant as standard, but here you need to opt in the accessory variant. Magnite gets the 360-degree camera, so that's a main difference over there. And it, even if you want, you can opt for accessory puddle lamp. Down also we have a good cladding. So overall, if you look from the side, it looks quite similar to the Magnite. The body lines and the structure are really very similar. The length is exactly the same, the height, the width, everything is exactly the same as Magnite. Here we have the fuel tank. 40 liters is the capacity. Coming onto the rear, we get this LED tail lamps. Now rear is the most interesting part according to me. It looks really quite stylish than Magnite. In Magnite, if you notice that we have only the tail lamps at the front, like at the upper sections, but here they are carried over down below, as well as it gets a really deep cut over here. You can just see that's quite a deep cut, making it a more sporty appeal. Easy R, that's the badging for the automated transmission. Here we get the reverse camera, nicely hidden into the Renault logo. The wiper with the high mount stop lamp as well as the defogger. Now just look at the rear spoiler. It's really one of the best rear spoilers that I have seen on budget cars. It just merges into the middle and again comes out at the sides and really have a good cladding on the top as well. The roof rails are also quite high, but unfortunately they are not functional. They are just for show, and you don't get a sunroof over here. Not in this, not even in the Magnite as well. But again, considering the price, you can't complain about that. The bumper, you can see we get the parking sensors over here, right in the middle, a bigger one, and get some plastic cladding. So overall exterior styling is to the point, not much overdone, not too less. It's really good. The car appeals more. It's basically focused on youth, the youth drivers, those who are wanting to buy their first car, or those who want a car that is funky in looks, stylish. So Kiger is really a good choice. Magnite is also good. As I've earlier stated some of the differences, Magnite is for the people who want little bit more of features, but they want to cut down on the looks, like not exactly cut down, but they want a bit of subtle looks. But Kiger focuses more on looks because as it is a Renault, so it has to look a bit aggressive and stylish than its counterparts. So overall, this was something about the exterior. Now let's jump in and check out what are the features that are available in it and what are the differences that you get inside compared to the Nissan Magnite. Now I am inside the 2021 Kiger and let's talk of all of its feature in detail. So starting with this, here we have the all digital MID display that will show you all of the information, and you can even customize to some extent the dials. If you change the mode, now you can see there's normal written over there. That means the car is in normal mode. If you shift to sport mode, then you can see the dials get changed, and now we have the rev counter only. And here also the display changes. Now it's showing you the torque and the horsepower that is available. And then we have the eco mode. Now in eco mode, it shows you all of the fuel related things, and it changes to green, indicating, giving it a bit of an eco sort of theme. And overall, in normal mode, it's still good. It's quite urban. If you just see here, we have the fuel level indicator and the coolant temperature. Now for this one, the coolant temperature, if you're wondering why it's high, that's because that is the mid level of it. That's how it is done. And here it's showing you the time. Overall, it's a good display. Coming on to the steering wheel, it's a small steering wheel, not that big, but it's really good to catch. And here we don't get any sort of decut. It's a bit of decut, not exactly flat, but not even exactly round. So that's something quite unusual thing. Here we have the controls. From this button you can control that MID, which will show you various information. We have two trips, trip A and trip B. And then here we have button to control your infotainment system. Now coming on to the infotainment, I'll come in a bit. Then here we have controls for AC. Now they are really quite interesting. For fan speed, here we have just one, it's a digital display. Then for temperature, you have this one over here, and for this one you can change the modes, like if you want on the legs or directly in the cabin or on the windshield. So you can change that from here. In accessory pack, now you can opt this as a wireless charger, but here we do not get the wireless charger. Here we have the start stop button, and this is a USB normal charging socket. Here we have buttons for the windshield defogger, parking light button, and the lock unlock button. So coming on to the infotainment system, now this is the first car in its segment that will support Android Auto as well as Apple CarPlay wirelessly. Now that's the important thing, that it supports wirelessly. All other cars, they require wire if you want to use the Android Auto at the Apple CarPlay, but this will support it wirelessly. It's really a very convenient feature, having your phone connected to it without a wire. So a big thumbs up for that. And overall, the screen resolution is okay, not that great, not bad as well. And screen is good. You have a lot of controls over here, so no complaints about that. If you talk about the dashboard, overall it's a plastic dashboard, nothing special, no soft touch finishes as well. Here you get one additional glove box that isn't available in Magnite, but you get one over here. Overall, if you see the branding of airbag, now this car comes with 4 airbags. You don't get 6 on the top end. 4 airbags and ABS. Down below we have one more glove box over there. So overall, the cabin fit and finish is decent, not that great as well. Coming on to the here, I have already showed you by changing the modes. Here we have the toggle for that one, and this is for the ambient lighting. If you press that, you can see the ambient light comes over here. So we have a good ambient lighting, and this is the manual gearbox. And here we have a really big storage space. Now this is the center armrest, which is connected to this big sliding storage, and a manual handbrake as well. Here we have some controls for wipers, and here we have controls for lights, and here for power windows. For the driver, if you have one touch up and down. And here we get this 2.5 pm air filter as well, and manually adjustable IRVM. You don't get automatic, and a dome light over here, and a microphone for your Bluetooth calls. We get sun visors with vanity mirrors on them, and here we get speakers. Now you can opt for even the added 3D sound system. That is an optional, but standard you get this normal 6 speakers. So overall, this was about the front. Now let's go at the rear and check out what are the things and how good or comfortable the rear seats are. So now I'm into the rear seats. So overall, if I talk about the seating experience, it's good. The recline angle is sufficient, not too reclined and not too upright. It's good. And look at the leg space. Now the front seat is adjusted according to my height. For reference, my height is 5'11", and the leg space is really good, so no complaints over there. Even the headroom is quite sufficient. Here we get the two AC vents over here, and overall here we have one dome light. It's a bit too at the front, it could be placed over here, but still no issues as such. Here we get the grab handles, and we have the adjustable headrest. We don't get an headrest for the middle passenger. And here we have the armrest, which comes with this 2 cup holders and a place to keep your mobile over there. You can keep it vertically. Overall, it's a comfortable seating position, I would say. If you just look at the seat texture, it's all fabric. You don't get any leather over here, even in the top end variant. And down below we have one 12-volt charging socket, a conventional charging socket. And this is the boot. Now the boot is 400 liters, making it the largest boot in the segment. So overall, the rear seats are quite comfortable. You will be comfortable for long drives as well. Here we get this old school locking and unlocking system. Here we have some controls for the power windows and a textured finish over there. This is how the front dashboard looks from the rear. Overall, the materials are quite hard over here. You don't get any soft touch, considering the price point of this car, making it a budget-friendly sub 4-meter SUV. So overall, it's a good cabin to be in. You can't expect any luxury, but it's practical, it's useful, and it's quite economical. That's the main point. Now this was something about the interior and the exterior in detail. Now let's go out and I'll share my final verdict that how good is the Kiger, and should you go for Kiger or any of its rivals. So this was my complete detailed review about the 2021 Renault Kiger. So what's my final take on it? Should you go for the Renault Kiger, or should you go for the Magnite, or should you go for any of its other rivals? So if you want a good looking SUV which fits in your budget, that is under 10 lakhs, then I think Renault Kiger is for you. But if you want same car, like in the same price but with bit of more features, then I think you could go for the Magnite as well, because Magnite gets a little bit of more features compared to this on the top end. And if you can spend up to 13-14, then you really have other more rivals that offer more good and big ride height than this. So overall, a good car. Kiger is a good car, no complaints about it, considering the price, which is under 10 lakhs. But if about 10 lakhs, then you can definitely check out for some other rivals as well. So thanks for watching. Drive safe, wear your seat belts. As always, keep watching and stay tuned for next few more videos.